Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Capricorn. If Capricorn is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. I'm going slow here. I'm trying to hold the cat. She's on me like a little baby. You can kind of see the side of her. OTT. Okay, let's see what these tea leaves have to say. All right, and so our card is the Queen of Discs, one of my favorite cards. And what else? If you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It's free to subscribe. Okay. All right, I'm being quiet here, I know. Just taking it all in. Oh, hi, thank you. Please don't lick my face. Okay, so I want to start here. We have this interesting, it looks like a person writing on, it reminds me of Babylon, right? The woman in red, the scarlet woman, riding in on I forget how many heads the thing has. Lots of heads. The beast, right? And we could go on and on and on and on about the symbolism of this archetype in its many perspectives. But when I see it, not unlike when we see the devil card, I'm going to need both my hands, Mama. I see this as almost kind of an energy of transgression, of subversive creativity, kind of a smasher of norms, kind of a bit of a revolutionary, somebody who is living maybe on the fringe of things, an outsider, but also with quite a voice, right? A lot to say, maybe even some deeply ingrained beliefs or understandings, for better or worse. But somebody who lives by their convictions, and the convictions really is to live by one's true will, right? To kind of shuck off these conditioned ideas of how you should live and what you should be doing, and so on and so on and so on. So we all kind of know somebody like that, don't we? I think especially when we're younger, when we still are have a lot of energy and more time maybe. And then some people stick with it, and to them, those are all stars. You are all stars, because, sometimes it just seems a little easier as you get older to kind of conform a little bit more, right? I know that is the case for myself. So I see this energy, I look at it, and I think it's both, it is refreshing. It is also something that can bring a lot of chaotic energy into your life. Okay. Now, I see we have It looks like a bird's head, right? And I'm trying to I think it's a bird. I was going to say this looks like a bird-headed person, but I don't think so. I think it's just kind of a poorly formed bird. But it is singing a song out here, or at least, making some kind of vocalization. And that might be to warn or, sound the alarm or whatever it is. But I do feel like this energy is coming into your life. And maybe one of your children, maybe a family member, maybe you are a teacher, and you have a student, or you are around kids, younger people, and it feels like a youthful energy. I keep getting that feeling. And the thing is that, with all this energy, it can also be quite, the word, like contrarian, right? Kind of always, chomping at the bit to fight you on any kind of stance or belief, or you did this and this is why this is bad, and da da da. And it's wonderful to have an education in things. It's wonderful to be enlightened where maybe, you're doing something that is kind of a faux pas now. It's not acceptable anymore, whatever it is. But then, at times it can be delivered by somebody who is kind of abrasive. Now, I don't know that it's exactly that, but I get the feeling that there's a sense of kind of recoil. This is somebody they're not easy. Right? It's not an easy relationship. It's not an easy communication. But there is a tenderness for this person, because, it is, as trying, I guess it's trying as it can be, to be kind of talked to like you don't know what you're you've never, like you haven't been alive for all of these years and experienced a lot of life, and then somebody to come in and try to, tell you what everything is. It's nice to be around somebody that cares about something, in earnest, right? They really do care about something. I think a lot of times we can walk through life and it feels like almost being a zombie, right? Everybody around you we're tired. We're trying to, keep up with the many tasks and responsibilities, and, our bodies are getting older, and it's harder and harder to even consider maybe retiring one day, or, all these things that everything is so expensive, and, the reality of life sets in as you get old, and there's not a lot of promise anymore, or at least the illusion of security and promise. And so when somebody comes around that really does care about some things, it just, it can feel, kind of invigorating in the way that, like, wow, nobody else around me cares, We're all talking about where the cheapest gas in town is, and, who has a sale on butter or whatever, so that's an interesting energy there. Now, we also have, it looks like the Fool, okay? We have, kind of, look at that face, just kind of happy. Has this little knapsack. We have the little eye right there. And, of course, you look at the head, there's not really an eye there. It's just kind of all joy. But in the heart space, there's the eye there. And so kind of on their merry little way. And I almost kind of feel like this is a boat. So I do feel like, oh, and look at this within there. let's see, we have kind of a little owl hiding right there. So I do feel like whenever we have the boat, I know that this is a time where some decisions are being made, where you're pushing through something that is maybe kind of stagnant. You're changing something up in your life. You are interested in, getting out of the same old, same old. There is a sense of like whatever blockage you have kind of come up against, you are doing the work to, kind of obliterate that thing and move on through. And I do feel like in this formation, it's showing me that there is kind of this feeling of maybe releasing your need to control a little bit, right? The stress of wanting everything to be perfect in the way that you envision it can become so overwhelming, especially if it is not manifesting in the way, it's not all coming together in the way. And by the way, I'm thinking this has a lot to do with like work, okay, or your business, or it could be household, but I think a lot of this is work. And I feel like, we have these moments where we realize like I am putting so much into this thing that I'm doing. I'm kind of spinning my wheels because it's no matter what angle I come at it from, it's just not working. It's really starting to weigh on you, okay? And so, sometimes we have to walk away from the thing a little bit to get some space, to be able to gain some perspective. I can't tell you how many times I'm doing something, I'm just getting increasingly more frustrated. I can't figure it out. A lot of this has to do with housework because I like doing chores and stuff. I was very reluctant to become like a very like a domestic, like stay-at-home mom, because I'm just not the best at it. I've had to learn a lot, and I still am constantly trying to figure out things. Getting stains off of stuff is a big one. And just, you can't figure it. So and it's making it worse because you are becoming unraveled, right? And so sometimes you have to let it go, relinquish that control of the thing, maybe have some help, maybe ask for some kind of assistance or, somebody to brainstorm with you, talk it over. Maybe this is you just need to go for a long weekend, get some rest, go have some fun, kind of let go of the inhibitions of being somebody that is so passionate about whatever it is you're doing, right? So, and the thing with Capricorn is just the idea of not seeing something to its finish, having to break from it is very difficult. And so letting yourself sit in that discomfort for a little bit and allowing yourself the time to get away from the thing so you can come back on Monday or whenever and excuse me, I didn't mean to sniffle like that. I forget the mic is like right here. I apologize. But yes, and then come back to it. Because I think that this is what you really need this. I also, as I'm looking at this, I see this cute figure of this person at the front. It looks like Athena at the front of the boat, right? And so, I feel like you return with this warrior spirit. You are ready to, fight another day. And I almost feel like it's like even in just a small amount of absence from this problem, you come back feeling like $1,000,000, and it kind of just all gets sorted. Okay, so allow yourself that give yourself a little treat. Go ahead and take some time away from the thing. Okay, so we have the bison here, okay? And you can see the head and the body, and then the back hind legs over here. Oh, we do have, let's see, what do you look like on this side? It looks like the eye again. We have that eye. Oh, and this one kind of looks like a warrior here. You can see kind of in the middle, the torso, and the head and the arm raised. And maybe this does. It kind of looks like one too. So it kind of feels like a hunt of some kind. Which, happens. People hunt. Yeah. I've never hunted. So whenever I'm that terrible person in life. I cook. So obviously I deal with all kinds of different meats and things in different states. But, hunting just, I'm a big crier. So when I think about that, I'm like, oh my goodness. I really have a lot of respect for those who can do it, and dress an animal and all of that. So I feel, I'm looking at this and I feel like it's so much part of how you feel about yourself to be somebody who is a provider for not only your family, but for your extended family and your community. I think that you're somebody who, is very involved in maybe like volunteering, or if you have a business or you work for a company where you can do some kind of outreach or, just kind of community-minded work. I think you're all about that. So I do think that partially, to alleviate some of the stressors that we saw before, it might be something to consider to find maybe a volunteer position, or some kind of project within your community. Or, even on the internet, there's so many opportunities. Just be careful, be discerning, to be able to do some kind of work, some kind of I keep thinking volunteer, but to be, what is it? Not a philanthropist, kind of like that. But yes, to do something that it feeds your spirit, right? To be of service to others. It really, it is not a selfless thing because we get so much out of it. I mean, it is, I think that it is one of the most important things that we can do for healing, for helping with our mental health, our connection to others. And it doesn't have to be that we're working directly with other people, but to lend your time to something that you care about, animals, or, maybe you do we have the spring cleanup coming soon, where lots of people go out in the community and pick up trash, and where I live is probably the cleanest state I have ever been in. And I always wondered why. How is this possible? Well, now I realize that every year, and we do this too, you go out and you pick up trash, and it's just kind of a agreed upon thing, that everybody kind of does it. And And so these kinds of things, they are important not only because of the actual, outcome of the thing, but because we all have a place. We all have a place in this family, this cosmic family that we have, right? And that includes other human beings and other intelligences and plant life and minerals and animals and all of the things from the top to the bottom. We are, kind of galactic citizens, right? We all have a role. We all have many roles, really. And so when we can find a place to be of service, we can be providers for our people. We can take care of one another. We show up for each other. That is something that absolutely, I feel, just activates, especially the heart chakra, right? There's nothing that feels quite like helping other people, helping other beings, helping a situation, right? So this is a good opportunity, I think. And now I'm all jazzed up about it too. I'm excited. I'm excited to, get out there and do some stuff in these next months during the cleanup is one of my favorites. But now we're supposed to get some snow, so it might be pushed back a little bit. Okay, let's take a look here. What are you? You look like a crab there. We have a crab, we have a butterfly, we have a little plane. I forgot. As we were talking about this, I'm thinking about now the card, the Queen of Discs. Now I'm going back. I'm sorry. I'm going back a little bit. But with the cleanup stuff, it makes sense to me now why. Yeah, so the Queen of Discs, I always think of as, well, obviously she has Capricorn there, but, oh, wait, is that, no, that's Aries, right? Yes, Aries. My bad. delete. But, to me, I always think of her as the of Mother Earth kind of energy. That it's earthy, obviously. So I always do think of this kind of the keeper of the wilds and life itself, really. So yes, that all kind of makes sense. And she would be very much that energy of being of service to the tribe, to the community. Definitely. Now, we have the crab up here. It kind of maybe even looks like the lobster. There is a sense of some melancholy, okay? And I don't know if this is maybe it almost feels seasonal. And I wonder if you're somebody that has these moments of a bit of sadness when there is change, and going into these kind of transitional seasons. It can be kind of like, off-putting a bit because our lives do change quite a bit depending on how drastic your seasons are. But just how we do things is different. Or the way that we feel about life could be quite different. Our responsibilities might be different depending on the season. But I do feel like there is a kind of a little bit of maybe anxiety or as I said, melancholy around that. And so, I feel like it's a good time to kind of plan something special for yourself. Maybe celebrate the transition of the season with some kind of ceremony or ritual. Or, maybe have plan a little dinner, a little date, or go on a little weekend or whatever it is. But I do think that, to combat kind of this feeling before it kind of really takes hold, doing something to look forward, something that you're looking forward to doing. My thing, I'm just going to put this out here. I can't wait to go see Dune 2. I haven't seen it yet. I am excited. I want to go to the movies and see it. It takes a lot of planning because we don't, we're not very often away from our daughter. So, and she absolutely can't make it through that movie. That would not work. So, we'll have to figure out, my husband and I, how we're going to go do that. But I'm excited to see it. I know it's probably like already on DVD by now. But, yes, that's my thing that I am hoping to be able to do. Now, we also have that butterfly. So I do feel like we're coming into this time of growth. And I think a lot of this has to do with this just really listening to yourself, right? And not just kind of pushing down the feelings and, okay, I'm frustrated, this thing at work or whatever, this creative thing I'm doing, not working out how I want it to be working out. I'm just going to push that down and push through. And, but no, I think that you're taking pause and you are thinking about, how is this affecting me? What is the best course of action here? What could I do differently? All these kinds of things, which I think is a little bit different than you usually, would react. So, I applaud you. I'm not going to clap loud, but I do applaud that. And that is growth. It is. Even if it feels like even more work, it is. It's good to sometimes switch it up. Sometimes we do. We have to just try something a little different. All right, so we have the gratitude cards, a little deck of appreciation, and these are so cute. They're little, and they have the cute little pictures, and I'm just going to flip through, and we're going to stop where it feels right. We have the serpent, beautiful, and it says, take it easy. Gratitude is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes practice. It does. Oh, yes, it does. We have to, like, when we are getting into a mode of gratitude, it's like you have to do that thing where you stop and you're like, okay, 5 things to be grateful for right now, So, making times within your day. I always like the dinner one. If you're somebody that has dinner with your family or, your roommate or whoever it is, that's a good one. Or lunch or wherever you're talking, you call your mom, every evening, or however it works out, where you check in and on some level, right? And this one, it keeps us going. I think it keeps us going on the experiment, but then everybody kind of doing the gratitude thing. What are you grateful for today? And it does. I think it's fun, and it's nice to hear what other people are grateful for as well. So, yeah, I think that's it, Capricorn. I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you, because I do. And it's always such a pleasure to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, the reading, it definitely helps us in the algorithm, the channel, and so on. If you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. And if you have not subscribed, oh wait, no, I just said that. And it is free to subscribe. And if you would like to leave a comment, please do. I absolutely love hearing from you all. I have tried to stay up on all of the comments the last few days, but I go back and forth because I have just, by the end of the day, I've been so worn out from having this icky flu thing. And then on top of that, We went from 70 degrees to now it's back around freezing, below freezing at night. And it's cold again. It's the winter again. What the heck is going on? That's how it always is here. But I just like to grumble. I was wearing shorts last week, dang it. All right. So Capricorn, I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in just a few days. Good night, good night, good night.